Hello, everyone. I'm glad that you could join us today for our first webinar where we will be talking about the Cloud PBX app for both your phone and your desktop. I'd like to introduce you to today's presenter. It's Kathy Spencer. She's a senior project engineer. And Kathy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. I have been in the industry for more than 40 years, doing telecommunications solely and exclusively. My last 25 years was with a major hotel brand, Marriott. Everybody knows them. And I was very successful with them in bringing a lot of technology to them and helping them uh, become better in the industry using the tools and such that was provided to them by vendors. And I want to share with you a couple of the applications that were used heavily for many different reasons. So I'm glad you're here and glad you have the opportunity to learn.
And everyone, if you have any questions, if you could put them in the chat feature, and at the end of the session, we will try to answer them. And if we don't have a chance to answer them, we will email you later. We are recording this session, so we'll be sending that out later for people to review who weren't able to get on. So right now, we do have quite a few people on, and it's great to see you all. Kathy, do you want to get started? Because you know the hotel business, there's a lot going on, and I was always told that hotels are working 24 hours a day, and we have to respect their time. So,
And they are, and yes, I will.
okay.
Um, First, I'd like to explain a little bit about the applications just so that you understand what they are. So the mobile app is actually a app that goes on your cell phone, and it will give you your office extension on your cell phone. So that way, if you are traveling around, you have your cell phone with you, you're in and out of rooms, double checking them, whatever they may be, or have to go behind the front desk to grab a fax. Many different things cause the reasons why you have to step away from your real phone. And if you had the application on your cell phone, you would be able to have that phone call with you. And it looks just like you are calling from your office phone at your desk. With that in mind, it gives you the ability to be connected anywhere. It gives you security that your phone number is what is presenting for people to call you back or for you to call them. It's also protecting you legally so that your customers are not calling thinking they're getting you and they may be getting somebody else if they've shared cell phone numbers. So let me explain. I'm going to share my app so you can see it. Pardon for looking down.
Oh, and Kathy, where can we get
Yes,
the
ma'am.
app? Where can we download the app?
Very good question. It's actually from your mobile app store. So either Google Play or Apple Play, right? So you can download it from there. And in order to use the app, you need credentials. There is a fee for the app, and that app fee can be provided to you by your salesperson. If you need to know, we'll provide you with the phone number and you can call in for the sales department and they can share that cost with you. I do not know the cost. I just know that it's less than a lunch. So, and lunches are,
Pretty
the
expensive.
cheapest thing you can buy. Well, but they're the cheapest thing you can buy these days, which is really kind of nice. All right. Hopefully everybody can see my app on my phone, right? You see my screen? So can everybody see my screen?
Well, I sure can.
Okay, perfect. Let me take that back. The mobile app. Okay, so on the mobile app, when you first log in, it will take you to your home screen. And this is your home screen that you see on your app on your screen right now. This shows you all the telephone calls made or received. The arrows indicate if I've called out, if it's pointing up towards my name, or pointing down if it's an incoming call. If it's red, like the top one, shows that it's a missed call. So I know that I've actually missed a call. These are my phone calls to my extension that would normally come to my desk onto my real desk phone. But because I'm mobile, it's also ringing on my cell phone. It rings different. I have the opportunity to tell it what ringtone I want. So I know the difference between a mobile app call for my business or a cell phone call personal. So I can choose which one I wish to answer. At any time, if you do not want to take a phone call on your mobile app, you can log out of the application or you can put it in Do Not Disturb and it will send the calls to voicemail. If you look at the bottom of your screen, at the bottom of my screen, it would be your screen if you had it on your phone. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see it says Home, Contacts, Keypad, Voicemail, and more. The contacts, if I press contacts, it takes me to my contacts list. This will show me the contacts of my personal cell phone, if I choose to have it, and my company extensions, company people that I need to call. This could be guest rooms. This could be my other admin staff. It could be housekeeping. It could be accounting. It could be engineering. Whatever that needs to be, this is where they will show. If I wish to call them, all I have to do is press the button, press their name, and it will call them. Additionally, I have the little star. The star is actually my favorites. Anybody that I mark as a favorite will appear in my quick dial favorite screen. So the people that I call a lot, the general manager, the property owners, your wife, your husband, whatever that case may be, I could actually have them marked as a favorite, and then it will share that information on this screen. So I can choose the star for favorites, company extensions, or my personal phone calling. And it could be any contact information that I need. My keypad, if I make a telephone call out, the keypad will show you the phone numbers that you dial. And it starts to appear in the window. And if I make a mistake, I can back up using the back arrow.
Like your cell phone. I mean, it's
exactly like your cell phone.
Functions. That's great.
Exactly. And the difference is, and I didn't show you this to start with, and I'll show you this in a second. So if I make a phone call, all the same features and functions still work. I can transfer, I can conference. And where this is important is if I've made a phone call or received a phone call on the mobile app, I actually have the ability to transfer that call to a guest room. So if I'm at guest room 101 and a call comes in and I've answered it and they go, oh, I need so-and-so, and they're in room, 502, I can press transfer, 502, transfer, and send the call right to them. I do not have to run back to the front desk. I do not have to depend on somebody at the front desk to answer that call because I can actually do it from my cell phone. It treats it just like my desk phone.
Sounds like it's great for when you're off property as well, like maybe working from home or traveling or.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No matter where you're at, as long as you have cell service or Wi-Fi service, this app will work for you. Additionally, it will show you if you have voicemail messages. If I press the voicemail key, it will show me, or the voicemail button, it will show me any voicemail messages that I have. And if I press the deleted, it'll show me the messages that I've deleted. So that way I know what I've answered and what I haven't. I can listen to them, play them, call them back, and then delete them as I choose. The More feature allows me to do multiple setup functions for my display, for my phone, the way I personally want it to work for me. And as I said before, if you do not want your phone to ring, I could actually just put it in Do Not Disturb. My phone will now not ring if somebody calls me. It'll go right to voicemail. I can press it again and take it off. My calling features, if I have the calling features and press the actual calling button or app location, I can actually set up call forwarding if I wish to do that. If I am not going to be at my cell phone, I'm not going to be at my desk, but I'm in an area where my cell phone doesn't work, they don't have Wi-Fi, and I don't have a phone, but there is landline. God only knows who still has those, but there is a landline. I can actually press the call forward key, enter in the phone number that I want it to forward to, and now my phone is forwarded to that other number. This comes in handy if for whatever reason you've got a cell phone that may go bad, it's broken, and they give you a loaner. You don't necessarily have to have the app until it gets repaired, let's say for a day. You can call forward your office extension to another phone, and you can take those phone calls from there.
Well, for me, I think my battery is always running low. I always forget to charge that sucker. So I think that would be me when I'm out on property. My phone is draining. Oh gosh, I need to send this to Betty Lou or something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. You can do that easily. The voicemail, if I click voicemail, I have the ability to change my greetings. I can do text to speech or I can do a custom recording. and I can just record or put text to speech in straight from my phone. It's very simple to use as I locked out of it. I also have the ability to change my sounds. If you remember in the beginning, I said it sounds different. So I can make my app on my cell phone ring to a very special sound. So I know that it is my company business and I answered appropriately. I answer ABC Hotels, or, if it's personal, I say, "This is Kathy," or "What? Stop calling me." When I said that it actually protects you from a legal perspective, this is kind of what I was referencing, that your phones are answered in a consistent manner. You don't have somebody accidentally answering from a cell phone that's been called forward to because they have no idea why they're getting the call. If it is actually the app on your cell phone, you have the ability to address those calls in a fashion that you want your business answered. It is your brand. You want it answered the way you want it answered, and that's the way it should be. The other part of it is, I'm
That's a
sorry,
good
what was it?
idea too. When you're maybe an employee leaves the company and so they don't have their cell phone numbers, Yeah, sounds like a lot of
That's
security for that.
that's right. So if you have a banqueting business or a wedding business that you are working with, and you have a banqueting staff, and they are telling customers to call them back on their cell phone, and they're with you for a year, and let's say next year they choose to go to, I don't know, the Holiday Inn down the road, or to the ABC Hotel down the road, whatever it may be, when they leave, they take their personal cell phone with them. If you had the app and they're utilizing the app as it should be used for, when they leave, that app stays with you. That extension stays with your business, and you're not missing those calls going forward. That could be a crucial moneymaker for you to be careful of and to be aware of. One of the other things that the app does for you, and is just what we banked on during hurricane season. I'm in Florida. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know where everybody else is calling in from, but in Florida, we get hurricanes. And one of the things that was critical for our business, or for the business, the Marriott business, was when they had a hurricane outage and they actually had to leave property, they were still answering phone calls for guests saying, "I'm sorry, we're not open right now because we were under a mandatory evacuation by the county of Brevard," or, "West Palm Beach has made us leave," or whatever it may be. But they still had the telephone numbers ringing in to their app on their cell phone, answering the calls, and they were able to direct people and
That's
get
really neat.
answers where they need to be.
And snowstorms, tornadoes, power outages, still,
Mhm.
you'll be able to use it. That's great.
Exactly, because the services are now in the cloud, and we want to make sure that we're able to answer those calls from the cloud. And as long as your phone system may be down because your power may be down at the property, but as long as you have Wi-Fi or cell service on your mobile phone, you still have the app, which
That's
is
the
nice.
power of the cloud right there, Kathy. I
Exactly.
know. That's great.
Is exactly right. So that is a little brush overview of the mobile app. I hope that answers some questions. We kind of figure out that this may or may not work for you. I'm hoping that it does, because it is a massive tool at your disposal, at your fingertips.
And then isn't there a desktop app as well?
There is a desktop app. Let me stop sharing real quick, and then I'm going to share the other one, which is the desktop app. I have my contacts that I have as well. These are all my business contacts for the company. I have the calling app to show me my missed calls, inbound or outbound. I also have voicemail to show me the voicemail calls that I have. It'll also show me the ones that I've deleted. I have the call part feature. And then I also have the make a calls. This is how I can make a phone call. If I press make call, it brings up my keypad. I dial in the number that I wish to call, and it shows me the phone number. If I make a mistake, I can easily back up with it as well. The two applications work hand in hand. They're very similar with each other. Again, if you have a laptop and you have this app on your laptop, you can be present anywhere in the world as long as you had cell phone or Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter that you're not at your desk. It doesn't matter your home base. As long as you have Wi-Fi or a hotspot cell service, then you're able to get on to the network. You're up and running with the mobile app on the desktop.
This sounds great for so many hoteliers I know are constantly traveling. Many of them are traveling around the world. So if I'm an owner operator and I'm on the other side of the world, I can still call in. Don't I can avoid all the charges, and I can
Correct.
also answer the phone. I can help my team out when they're being overloaded. I think that's really
Mhm.
good, Kathy.
It's amazing at how much time and energy it actually saves
Yeah.
trying to get things call forwarded or moved around or phone number, cell phones change. It's the app. I download the app, I log into the app. My number from my desk phone will always stay the same and it stays with me, which is one of the things that was done at the other hotel company that I worked with is that they kept the same phone number. If I had a phone number that I had, it was my number for the entire 25 years that I worked for them. So my number was my number. When I left, it was given to somebody else. So, I'm proud to be excited about this feature. I think it's amazing. I think this feature will bring a benefit to everybody listening if it's used in the manner that it's used for, right? The one thing that it does do as well is show consistency. When I make an outbound telephone call using my mobile app or my desktop app or my phone at my desk, they are all going to show the same phone number when I make that outbound phone call. There is no question of who this call is coming from because
Right.
it shows the right caller ID, it shows the right number. The one thing that you do have to be aware of is that you should not be using this to dial 911 from if you're in, let's say you're in Puerto Rico for the holiday weekend and you're using the mobile app because you're receiving phone calls. Don't dial 911 from it expecting them to come to you. They're going to come to where your phone is registered to in the United States. That is the only caution that we have. If you do make a 911 phone call, you need to be able to tell them where you're at because
Right.
it's going to try to tell them where you are versus where you are really standing. So
Yeah, and I think this app really gives hotels more control over their staff.
it does.
I
It
think that's
does.
really a good idea. And how many times you can't just sit at the front desk or in the back office and take calls. You've got to be all over the property. We're all multitasking, and no one multitasks more than someone on a hotel property. That's
That's right.
really great.
The majority of the users that we see benefiting from this is obviously the general manager who's never at their desk, obviously housekeeping and engineering, because housekeeping is constantly running in and out of rooms and they're
Right.
never at a permanent one phone. You have one number now to reach them on their mobile app. The same with the engineering staff, one number to reach them on the mobile app. You can always find them.
Well, and I think the sales team, for banquets or group sales, they're not sitting there in at their
No,
desk. They're showing people the property and
exactly.
all over the property. And this is a great way for them to
Mhm.
not miss a call. This is really, really good.
That's exactly right. So I've got a large banquet that I'm expecting a phone call back on. I do not want to miss that call because that's revenue,
Yes.
right? So I've given them my office number. I've told them to give me a call, and I have to leave because I've got to go pick up children or I've got to go take care of, you know, my water pipe in the front yard just broke, whatever it may be. I can actually take my office phone with me and still address that caller when they call, and I'm not losing that revenue as a business.
That's really good. Are there any other I mean, when we think about real world examples where this would come into play, we've got, when you're on the property, when you're working from home or traveling,
Right.
emergency situations, anything else you can think of? Or
So
maybe our group has some ideas.
yeah, that was the next question I was going to ask. Maybe somebody else has something different we haven't thought of.
Right, yeah. But I do know, I mean, you've got to be able to answer that phone. Especially
Mhm.
I think about when there's a storm coming, a snowstorm, a blizzard, a hurricane.
Right.
A lot of, guests are calling you. They're not emailing you. They're calling you directly to say, "Hey, are you open?" And you might be open, but they may not be able to get to you. And this is the information that guests need. You say, "Oh, take this different route." I think that's really important.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, Kathy, thank you so much. Are
You're welcome.
there questions? Oh, we do have one question. Can you see that, Kathy? It says,
I do.
yeah, oh, yeah, Karen, Randall says it comes in handy when a pipe broke at a property and they moved all the guests. Oh my gosh, it happened at 2 a.m. Yeah, pipes only break at very bad times.
Exactly. That's the only time it breaks, 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
Um, it's really beneficial as a business, especially when you've got uh, the housekeeping staff, you know, at properties are crucial to the business, right? And I'm using this as an example. We've got one phone that belongs to housekeeping. It's used by every one of the housekeeper supervisors. They grab that one phone as they have to leave the desk, and then that office extension for the housekeeping supervisors goes with them. So,
right,
I'm it's always following them where they go. That cell phone has the app on it and it's always logged in. And it's just like sitting at their desk and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
right. Well, I really appreciate your
Yeah,
time
thank
today,
you.
Kathy. Any other questions or anything from anyone? We will be doing more webinars. Right now, we're thinking every 6 weeks or so. If you have a topic that you'd like for us to cover, please let us know. And if you have any questions, even afterwards, reach out to your salesperson, and we'll be happy to answer it. And thank you so much for everything today. Kathy,
Thank
thanks for
you.
your time.
You are very welcome. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.